I just think as you grow as a songwriter, you just become more comfortable writing about more personal things, I suppose. And then after I remember seeing an Amy Winehouse documentary where all the lyrics were coming up on screen and she was really personal, and I thought, oh, might give that more of a go, do you know what I mean? And since then, really, just spurred me on to just think people are going to relate to it, and if it's something really personal, it kind of adds another depth to it, doesn't it, than just, yeah. So that's the main reason, getting a bit deep. I'd say we've matured a lot as a band and lyrically. It's kind of, I don't know, it sounds more like a consistent record. It's all from the same world sort of thing, and lyrically it is as well, and it's kind of
more upbeat than the last record.
Everyone can have a dance to it.
Yeah.
And lyrically, kind of, it tells my life of the last 2.5 years, probably, from start to finish, in a way. I think when we did the first record, we were evolving quite quickly because we did a lot of EPs, we released a lot of music, so we kind of were delving into different sounds and seeing which we liked the most and which suited the songs. And with songs like Charlemagne and Honey Sweet, we kind of evolved into, well, I did writing more on the keyboard, and they were featured quite prominently along with the guitars, so it was guitars and synths with like the lead lines, and I think that became our kind of signature sound. And then that kind of followed on with this record. A lot of the record was wrote on the keyboards. We purposely went out and found keyboards that were used in like these big 80s songs that was featured in soundtracks and stuff, and Stranger Things, them kind of soundtracky kind of synth sounds. And I think that was kind of the development and the process, I suppose. I think it was more like the sound, the keyboard sounds as such. I mean, it's not an 80s themed album. It's like an 80s influenced album in parts, you know what I mean? It still sounds really modern. And I think the stuff without the website, that was just like a bit of a laugh.
I think it's one of the things at the moment, there's loads of 80s influenced things that are just happening. I don't know why. Do you know what I mean? It's not, I don't think we really made a choice, so it just sort of fell into it. Do you know what I mean? Like Stranger Things, for example. Do you know what I mean? And all things like that. And there's loads of stuff at the moment that are, I think things come in waves, don't they? And I think at the moment everyone's sort of vibing off that.
Yeah, we didn't make a conscious effort for it to be an 80s album.
But it can definitely, you know, I don't understand why everyone says it, because there's influence in there and stuff for me.
Oh no, it is. It's like the keyboards are used for it, but we didn't do it because we thought that would make us more successful. We did it because we liked that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's weird, but at the moment everyone seems to be buzzing off the whole 80s vibe, which is good for us.
I think it's always there. It just goes, things are more popular in the mainstream at certain times in different eras, I suppose. You know what I mean? Like you said, you had Britpop in the 90s, then R&B was really big in the early 90s and stuff, and it still is now. But there's always been bands alongside that as well, do you know what I mean? It just goes in waves. It's important to the people who it's important to, do you know what I mean? It just, maybe not every man and his dog are into bands now, but in the 90s they were, do you know what I mean? Whereas now, people who want to, people still going watching shows and buying the albums. It's just maybe not as
much as that.
Yeah, not like millions and millions like it was in the 90s, but there's enough to keep it
afloat.
Yeah. Mine and Joe's first show was an Oasis show, so we kind of grown up
listening,
idolising them and watching the interviews and listening to the songs. They're the reason why I picked up the acoustic guitar in the first place. So it's kind of a dream come true, really, and just kind of savouring every moment. Don't really want it to end.
Pinching ourselves.
Which is why we're quite hungover now, because you can't not have a drink when he starts playing, do you know what I mean? He's watched like most of the set a fair few nights, and he's come up and he's been keen to see what the new song sounded like, because obviously he's heard the older ones, and he was kind of like, that new one's great, like what was that one you opened with and stuff. So he's just been a really genuine, down-to-earth guy and loves music, and do you know what I mean? We're obviously influenced by him, so I'm sure he hears a lot of him in like maybe the songs somewhere, big choruses, that kind of thing, so it's all cool.